Hello there, dear friends, and welcome once again to the Relaxed Fantasy Review. Today, we're going to be talking about spellcasting, and specifically, we're going to be talking about the Druid, the powerful nature caster, and the spells that they get when they reach level 9, their 5th level spells. This is the top of what I would consider the lower tier of spells, since after this, you get less spell slots, and the spells become a little more world-altering, if that makes sense. But 5th level spell slots, you get several a day, and they still kind of fall into that lower category of Tier 1 and Tier 2 play, but they're the top of it. They are that spot where you're just about to cross over into world-altering magic, but you still get some pretty powerful stuff as a 5th level spell. This is a real jump, and I've prepared a top 5 list of spells that all druids should consider when reaching this milestone. Starting with, number 5, Commune with Nature. This is a spell. First of all, it's a ritual spell, which means that if you have the time, you don't even have to use a spell slot to cast it, but you can use a spell slot if you want. And you become one with nature as far as knowledge is concerned. When you're in an outdoor environment, you can sense the location of a bunch of different things around you for a 3-mile radius. When you're underground, such as in a cave, this is limited to 300 feet, but that's still quite a bit of space. The only place this doesn't work is in a city, a place where nature has been replaced by construction. You can summon a bunch of knowledge to you. You become one with all the nature spirits, and they tell you where stuff is. Where bodies of water or large groves of trees are. Where large groups of animals or people are gathering. Where powerful undead or fae or fiends are located. Or where there are buildings, as long as it's not an entire city blocking your ability to see. You basically can just get a map of the whole area for miles around you, including the location of some powerful adversaries or allies, depending on what you're dealing with. You need to locate an army that's nearby. This will work. You need to locate a grove of fae. This will work. You need to locate the nearest body of clean water. This will do it. Whatever you need to find, as long as nature can sense it, you can sense it too. So we're off to a pretty powerful start already as far as information gathering is concerned. Now for the number 4 spell, we're sticking with the nature theme, as you're going to see for most of these, and we're talking about Tree Stride. Tree Stride is a very cool spell. You cast it as an action, and you concentrate on it for a minute. Every turn while you're doing this, you can go up to a tree and step inside it, walking straight into it. And then, on the same turn, you step out of another tree that's of the same type as that one, anywhere within 500 feet of the one you stepped in. This is effectively a 500-foot teleportation, where you step into one tree and out of another one that's far away. That's the same distance that Dimension Door will get you, which is a 4th level spell. But you can do this every turn for a minute. Meaning that if you're in a large area full of the same kind of tree, you can step in to one, step out of another 500 feet away, and then the next turn, repeat that, and go another 500 feet. Meaning that you can cover 5,000 feet in 1 minute, which for the record is a land speed of 60 miles an hour. You can cover so much ground, as long as there are trees nearby, and by nearby I mean within 500 feet of you, that you can just maneuver anywhere at will with this spell. Anywhere within a mile, you can just pop in and out of trees as long as you've got the time and a 5th level spell slot to do it. It's stupid powerful when it comes to maneuverability in medium range environments. So, top tier points for Tree Stride. Now, coming in at number 3, we have one of the powerful evocation spells, Cone of Cold. This is one where you could imagine a druid summoning a blizzard. and pelting enemies in a 60-foot cone with an ice spell. They make a Constitution save, which is actually somewhat easy to resist for a lot of creatures, but it does 8d8 damage, cold damage, or half on a successful save. It's simple, it's effective, it's powerful, and it has the nice little ribbon feature that if you kill a creature with it, they turn into a frozen statue. So that's not bad. All in all, Cone of Cold is one of those classic damage-dealing spells, and I totally understand why it's on the Druid spell list. Now at number 2, we have a summoning spell, and this is a special one because this is from Fizban's Treasury of Dragons. Summon Draconic Spirit. This is a really, really fun one. You summon a dragon, it's a large spirit, you concentrate on the spell for an hour, and it will accompany you. This creature has a 19 AC as standard, and has a multi-attack where they both do physical rending, slashing damage, and a breath weapon. And you can choose a gem, a metallic, or a chromatic dragon with damage resistance that's appropriate for its color, as well as the breath weapon that's appropriate. And you gain the resistance that the dragon has while it's there. So you get damage resistance, you have this dragon which can fly and swim and has a great AC and a decent amount of health and powerful attacks. You just summon a pet dragon, a large creature as well, which means in theory you could ride it. So at level 9, druids can ride dragons in theory for a good hour. So yeah, who doesn't want to ride a dragon? Who doesn't want to summon a dragon to fight for it? And customizing its resistances and breath weapons is just the icing on the cake. Summon Draconic Spirit is super powerful and super fun. And you don't even need to use your action or bonus action to command it. You just tell it what to do, no action required, and it does it. Just like the other summoning spells you found in Tasha's. So win-win, win-win. Summon Draconic Spirit is great, but there is one spell from Xanathar's Guide to Everything, which I think tops Summon Draconic Spirit. It's called Wrath of Nature. This 5th level spell is everything you imagine when you fantasize what a druid can do. Let me lay it down for you. You choose an area, 60-foot area, within 120 feet of you. That area, immediately the plants and nature spirits in that area become one with you and your will. Several things happen at once. First of all the area becomes difficult terrain for your enemies. That's nice. That's a nice little thing that helps keep your enemies where they are. Second, at the start of your turn, any creature that is within 10 feet of a tree in that area has to make a dex save, or they get lashed for 46 slashing damage by the vines coming off the trees. So that's a thing. Then, during your turn, you can use a bonus action to summon a rock out of the ground and hurl it at a specific enemy. And if you hit them, they take 3d8 bludgeoning damage. So there you go, you got a bonus action attack for the area. And then at the end of your turn, you can choose any creature in that area, and they get restrained by the plants. The creature has to make an athletics save on its turn to break free of these restraints. So you are making the trees attack for you, making the rocks attack for you, restraining creatures with grass and vines, as well as just making the whole place difficult terrain. And this effect, this thing, you concentrate on it, it lasts for a minute. So this is the sort of thing that you would do. You could do that. You would center this on yourself if you wanted to, because it's not going to hurt your allies if you tell it not to. You can tell it to target your enemies only, designate creatures that are safe, and nature itself comes to life and just tears your enemies apart. Automatic damage from the trees, targeted damage from the rocks, targeted restraint, difficult terrain. It's just so thematic and so powerful. Like, is it going to do as much damage as a flying dragon? I mean, it might, except it's an entire area. Is it going to do as much focus damage as a Cone of Cold? Probably not, but it also doesn't take constant Constitution saving throws to resist. Like, this is the kind of thing that you just want your druid to be able to do. You want your druid to be able to tell the trees and the rocks and the vines to just completely decimate their foes. And it's going to seem so badass when your druid has nature itself tear your enemies apart. Go for Wrath of Nature and just impress the entire party as the druid wins the whole encounter by themselves. Give it a try. You'll love it. This has been the Relaxed Fantasy Review. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below, and keep your eyes peeled for more spellcasting reviews coming down the line soon. Have a good one, my friends.